I'm going to start. Blessed ready. Can I get started?
Just a minute.
Are we ready? If I don't wait for Blessed, they'll accuse me of having an issue with him. So, to avoid that, because that day he told the media to call and leave me to talk to myself. So I can get started now. Good afternoon, members of the media. Thank you so much for coming down here. We appreciate it's further away from where you are used to be. Thank you for coming 2 days ago at Morgan Richards House. I've never seen you so many, but unfortunately you were there, you saw it became impossible for us to address each other. So thank you so much. The Madam President, the Chairperson, and the Secretary General, we're looking forward to engage with you today. Unfortunately, I've already told Blessed, Madam President, the President, and so she's rushing somewhere. So she's going to greet you, and then she will leave, and then the Chairperson and the SG will then be in charge of, or rather will then take over from there. Thank you so much for being here. But maybe before I sit down, for those that do not know, in my immediate, or rather in my extreme left, that's our Secretary General, the Honorable Senator Mwonzora. In my immediate left, that's our Chairperson, Senator Honorable Komichi, Komichi. And then in the middle, you've got one that needs no introduction, the former Deputy Prime Minister of this country, the one and only Dr. Thokozani. Thank you so much, Madam President.
Thank you very much, members of the press. I would have loved to be with you, but unfortunately I have a United Nations virtual meeting, which is going to start anytime soon. So I will leave you with the National Chairperson and the Secretary General that are going to be addressing you. We'll meet sometime, but thank you very much for coming.
Over to you, National Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable President, our spokesperson. Thank you so much. I'm going to present this press statement on behalf of my president, who has just left due to some other tight schedule. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome members of the media to our press briefing. Today, the 2nd of October 2020, the Supreme Court handed down a judgment in our application for violation order for the MDC External Congress dates. I would like to appreciate the Supreme Court for accepting the party's request to extend the timelines for the Congress. The External Congress is now to be held by the 31st December 2020. As we are aware, our External Congress was meant to be held by 31st of July 2020. This was not possible because of COVID-19 pandemic, which has killed over 200 people in Zimbabwe and over 1 million people worldwide. As a party under my leadership, we are desirous to comply with the law and abide by the Constitution both the party and the country at all times. Following our meeting today, provinces should resume their candidates' nominations from the 24th of October to 28th October. This will be followed by the External Congress to be held between 18 to 20 December 2020. In the event that we are still under lockdown restrictions induced by COVID-19, we will be guided by our legal counsel to ensure that we remain in full compliance with the Supreme Court order. I am committed to upholding the rule of law at all times. You will remember that I was illegally recalled by Nelson Chamisa. I took the matter to the High Court and Constitutional Court. I obtained adverse judgment. I accepted both judgments of the courts, and I did not impugn the courts, but accepted the court judgments. This is a clear testimony of our commitment to respect and abide by the law of our land. As we work towards our Congress, our conduct and speech should always be exemplary as a government in waiting, and that will remain within the confines of the court until and beyond the External Congress by Dr. Tokozani Kupel, acting president of MDC-T. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, National Chair. I'll hand over now to the Secretary General. I'm sure there are other issues that he would like to add flesh to. I also took note of a typing error there. The 24th and the 25th of October is the first weekend, or is the weekend when we start our provincial nominations. That process, I think, will go between 5 weeks to 6 weeks. Every weekend will be having provincial nominations, but I'm sure the SG will speak more to further issues that have to do with our extraordinary Congress. Thank you. SG.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Spokesperson. Senator Kalepani Pugeni, you'll be a senator soon.
Thank you.
And National Chairperson and Deputy National Organizing Secretary. Following the Supreme Court proceedings yesterday, there was an application that was made by one George Barada from the MDC Alliance Party who wanted to be joined in the proceedings in the Supreme Court. He was basically opposing the application for extension. We are happy to say that that application was dismissed yesterday by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has gone on, as the chairperson has pointed out, to grant our extension. That puts paid to accusations that this extension were a matter of buying time. This was legally sensible. For that reason, we have kick-started our Congress processes. We are going to have our National Executive Committee and the National Council meetings on the 9th of October 20. On the 9th, we are going to be having the National Executive meeting. On the 11th of October, we are going to have a National Council meeting. We are going to have them on separate days because of the logistical challenges that will be there. And at this National Executive and National Council meeting, we will put forward the National Standing Committee proposals regarding the Congress roadmap and the Congress dates. But as the chairperson has read out, we have tentatively set, subject of course to the direction of the National Council. We have set between the 13th, sorry, it was typed as 18th, between the 13th to the 20th of December. That's where in that period we will have our National Congress. And we are going to start with the formal nominations, but before the nominations we are going to be appointing an independent electoral commission within the course of next week, I think, we will have agreed on the names of the Independent Electoral Commission to run the Congress. We have already done a lot. The database, the Electoral College, the organizing department has dealt with that, and it has been completed. So we are going to start our nominations. The nominations will be done by the provincial councils of the 12 provinces, of the 15 provinces. MDC does have 15 provinces. It has 12 provinces in Zimbabwe, because Chitungwiza is a separate province under our constitution, and the Midlands North is also a province. And then we have the external provinces, UK, USA, and South Africa, to make 15. They will be making nominations through elections by secret ballot. So the nominations will, tentative dates are as follows: 24 October 2020, we have nominations in Matabele North. The venue will be advised. Then 25 October 2020, we then come to Blawayo. 31 October, Mat South. 1 November, Midland South. 7 November 2020, Midlands North. 8 November 2020, Mashonaland West Province. 14 November 2020, Mashonaland Central. 15 November 2020, Mashonaland East. 21 November 2020, Harare. 22 November 2020, Chitungwiza Province. 28 November 2020, Manicaland Province. And finally, Masvingo, 29 November 2020. These congresses and these congress processes are open to MDC-T people only. All those people who have been recalled are not eligible, either as candidates or as participants. They are not our members. Similarly, all those people who are national executive members and national council members of other political parties other than the MDC-T cannot take part in the Congress processes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to comment briefly on what is happening at Bogan Changrai House. It was clear to our colleagues that the Alliance project has died. The Alliance project has been a monumental failure. This is a G40 project, and our colleagues who are calling themselves MDC Alliance Party are just G40 funding. They are being controlled by the G40 in whatever they do. And they came to the Harvester House in the face of a court order that says that they shouldn't. They came to Harvester House, they tried to entice some of our young people there, and they have tried to disrupt activities at Harvest House. Since the 31st of March, Harvest House was a very peaceful place. And now we are reading about fire there, fire this, and so on and so forth. This is political posturing to attract attention. There has not been a bomb there. And we want to tell you that as the leadership of the MDC, we are not interested in violence. We will take back our building through peaceful means. The first time we took it through very, very peaceful means, nobody was injured. And after that, after the illegality that happened on Sunday night, we approached the courts, we obtained a court order, and the court order is in the process of being dealt with. Yes, there has been this appeal. It is no appeal at all. It was something that was legally not sensible to do, and a few days, maybe hours, will demonstrate the folly of that appeal. But we are going to take our offices through peaceful means, and we will be having our meetings in those offices. We have had calls for leadership to talk, for dialogue, internal dialogue within the party. We have never said no to internal dialogue, but we can never do dialogue at knife point. We can never do dialogue at gunpoint. That's simply not a way to deal with us. However, we still remain committed to peaceful resolution of disputes within our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, SG. As a way of introduction for those who do not know, that's our Deputy Organizing Secretary, Chimanikire. I'm going to open up for questions. I will take 2 per each leader. So if you want to ask Honorable Senator Komichi, I'll take 2 per media house. I'll do the same with the SG. In the event that there are questions for Vachimanikire or for myself, the same will apply. 2 per media house, per leader. You'll appreciate that it was a long day for some of us. By 9 o'clock, I was at the Supreme Court. Same with the SG, same with the chair. All these leaders woke up quite early, and it has been the same for about 2 weeks now. So we need to go and retire and start doing other important things. So which media house do I start with? Yes, sir.
Let's go to Nambuja Studio 7.
Okay.
It's
Directed to
both of them.
both of them. Okay.
Chokutanga chairperson ngokuti pa brief message yamaita inshona then vamonzora tokupera kuti mutsanangure kuti chii chiri kuitika paharvest house uye kuti mutongo wapiwa neDare Supreme Court unorevei uyezve maybe one of you can also answer kuti Minister of Health vaissuwa statutory instrument inomisa by-election until period yecovid yapera. Saka ngangoda kuva kuti bato rinoti chii statutory instrument here.
Okay, second question. We will answer the questions at once. Second question. Yes, blessed.
Okay. I just want clarification from Senator Mwonzora. Senator Mwonzora says that the MDC alliance is a monumental failure. He was part of the MDC alliance when they went for elections. Are you saying that you failed because you're part of that MDC alliance? And you also indicated that in your previous interactions, you have said that you do not do accusations. People label each other in the MDC, and you're going to be doing different politics. But now you're calling others G40. Is that not a deviation from what you have said in the past? Because you have been clear that you want new politics. You do not want to spread hate messages. But I see you calling people G40 and the like. And you also said that the G40 has taken over Harvest House. When you initially took over Harvest House, you used Paul Gorekore. The same Paul Gorekore is the one that is in the forefront of taking Harvest House now. If you look at the court papers that were in the first instance challenging your takeover of Gorekore, you, the MDC-T and everyone, was accused of having violently taken Harvest House, including Gorekore. And the party was defending Gorekore's action. And now, the same Gorekore that you were defending, you are calling him a G40 project. So I want to understand those intricacies. And to Senator Komichi, you are accused of being part of the takeover, that you are behind it, you and Organizing Secretary Bebe. In fact, this was confirmed when your spokesperson tried to address a press conference at Harvest House. He had to call Senator Bebe to be assured of his safety. And Senator Bebe was assuring, your Organizing Secretary Bebe was assuring him that he can go, it's safe. So I mean, if this is G40 and your Secretary General, your organizing secretary, sorry, Secretary General, your organizing secretary is assuring him of safety in the hands of G40, I want to understand. It baffles my mind.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Blessed. Are we done? Going once, going twice. All right, I'll give it to you. That's open panel, right? Yeah, I had a nice interview with you guys, so because of that, I'll give it to you.
Okay, my question is to Senator Mwonzora. Senator, do you have evidence that the so-called MDC alliance, another version, is working in the G40? And if you have evidence, are you at liberty to tell us?
All right, so we're done, right? No. Thank you so much. No more questions after this, after the answers. I told you one day I'll be a bit rich, so today I've got cold drinks and a bit of meat for you after this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Maskati na baba na mai tikugamuchirai nhasi uno vanhu vese vari pano vemedia panzvinori vari pano nhasi zuva rechipiri musi we1 October 2020 tinoda kufara nezvaitwa neSupreme Court Supreme Court yatipa mutongo wakanaka zvikuru unoenderana nekuchinjwa kwemadethi edu eExternal Congress atanga takumbira kuti vatarise. Takatadza kuita zvinhu izvi nokuda kweCovid yakakwira zvikuru munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Saka takazama kuita Congress nguva yeCovid tikatadza nokuti iko hurumende namapurisa vakatirambidza neMinistry of Health zvakare vakatirambidza. Saka mazuva anga atarwa neSupreme Court anga apera. Saka takaendesa nyaya dzedu kumatare. Magweta edu akatora nyaya yakaenda nayo kuSupreme Court zvakare vakandokuona zvichemo zvatakaisa. Vakaona zvichemo zvakanaka zvikuru zvichigutsa why tisina kuita Congress musi wa31 July. Saka nhasi vatipa mutongo vachinja vati iko Congress yenyu chigadzirirai kusvika munofanira kuita by 31 December 2020. Musapfuura ipapo. Tinohopa kuti nguva iyoyo zvakare Covid inenge yapudzika. So kuna kwatiri kuitawo mazuva ano maCovid victims ari kudzika. Mafiga anobva kuNational Statistics COVID management tiri kuona ari kudzika. Even vari kurwara vakuita vashoma, vari kushaikawo amwe mazuva vandobuda pane 0. Covid tinoiziva muZimbabwe muno yakauraya vanhu kupfuura 227 muZimbabwe. And pasi rose vanhu iko zvino vafa neCovid vanopfuura 1 million. Saka chirwere changa chisingakwanisi kuti tingachiregerera kana kuti tingaita zvinhu zvaikonza kuti vanhu vanorwara. Saka seutungamiri unokudza vanhu upenyu hwavanhu takaona tisingaiti kuti tiite Congress ipapo. Pari zvino ini somutungamiri weMDC-T ndinoda zvikuru ndino-encourage vana veZimbabwe nevanhu veMDC-T kuti tinge tiri vanhu vanoteedzera mutemo zvakare tichiteedzera constitution yedu yepati neyenyika nguva dzose. Ndosaka muchiona tichiita zvinhu pamutemo, hatiri kurwisana nemutemo. Taita meeting zuva ranhasi tatotanga kugadzirira nezvekuita neCongress yedu yandataura kuti kunofanira kuti iitwe by 31 December. So tataisa madates enomination yokunominata vanhu vakaita mapresident eMDC-T. Saka tatotanga basa iri kubva musi wa 25 October kusvika 29 October. Anova maweeks anokwana kuita 6 maweeks. Tichiita every weekend tichienda kundoona vanhu vepati veMDC-T vachisarudza mutungamiriri wavanoda. Tinoimba kakare kuti Congress yedu taisa madetsi kubva musi wa13 kusvika musi wa20 December tichaita Congress yedu ipapo. Tinoda zvakare kuti tingokuyeuchidzai kuti nguva dzose tinotedzera mutemo. Hatidi kuti kana mutemo wabuda judgment yapiwa munhu otanga kuinzamira. Kana judgment iyoyo isiri in your favor hazvina kunaka. Ini ndinotondera ndakaitwa recalled kuparliament na Nelson Chamisa, ndikatora nyaya iyi ku High Court nekuConstitutional Court, ndakaona mutongo usina kundifadza. Asi pamajudgments ose akaitwa ipapo ndakamagamuchira. Handina kutuka High Court, handina kutuka Constitutional Court. Izvi zvinoratidza kuti ini somutungamiriri weMDC-T Madam Kupe ndiri committed and ndinokudza mutemo wenyika yedu. Toda kuti as we tichishanda tiprepare Congress yedu tisava vanhu vanoshandisa hate speech okutukana, tive vanhu vari exemplary, vanhu vagona kuti zvishua madzimai navarume vari mubato reMDC-T vamirira kutonga nyika yedu. Tichangotamba tichingoita zvinhu zvepamutemo wenyika yedu kusvika Congress yapera. And even Congress yapera we continue to abide by the laws munyika yedu. Awa mazuva awa ndataura sachairman wemusangano asi ndakamirira president wangu Dr. Tokozani Komichi. Thank you.
Takurukura zvakare kuti nemusi wa9 October tirikuita musangano wedu weNational Executive Committee. Musi wa11 October tobva taita musangano wedu weNational Council tichida kuparura chirongwa chekuenda kusarudzo dzedu dzeExtraordinary Congress patichanosarudza mutungamiri achatsiwa vatsvangirai. Mumisangano iyi yeNational Executive Committee neNational Council uyezve muurongwa hwese hwemaprovincial councils nema district councils munopindwa chete nevanhu vari vatungamiri muMDC-T kana kuti mamembers eMDC-T. Vese vakadzingwa kudanho reparliament, vakadzingwa kucouncil havasisiri mamemba kana kuti nhengo dzeMDC-T. Havakwanisi kupinda mumisangano iyi. Uyezve havakwanisi kuva vatungamiri vanomira kuti vasarudzwe. Saka tiri kutarisira kuti vese akaitwa recalled haasi memba yedu. Uyo ava memba yeNational Executive, Provincial Executive, District Executive, Ward Executive yerimwe bato risiri MDC-T haakwanisi kuuya kumisangano yedu. Saka ndo chisungo chatasunga ipapo ndokuwirirana zvakare kuti tichaita manominations edu emacandidates. Tichatanga musi wa24 October 2020 kuMart North, musi wa25 kuBulawayo, musi wa31 October Mart South, musi wa1 Mid South, musi wa7 November tichaenda kuMidlands North, 8 November Mashonaland West, 14 November Mashonaland Central, 15 November Marsh East, 21 November Harare, Chitumbiza tichaita 22 November 2020, 28 November 2020 tinge tiri kuManikaland, 29 November tichange tichiita kuMasvingo tichisarudza nhengo dzatinoti kana kuti watinoti vaite vatungamiri vanoda kuita mapresidents. Saka tichaopena nomination iyoyo. Munhu anoda kuita president chero ani nani zvake ari muMDC, angave mukadzi angava murume anobvumirwa kupinza zita rake kuti aite mutungamiri weMDC. Tinongotarisa chete kuti asvika here makore acho ari mumusangano, hakuna anorambidzwa. Saka hazvina kukonfainwa kunzi vanenge vari munational executive kana munational standing committee chete, nyangwe vari kumaprovince kana vachidawo vanokwanisa kuisa mazita avo kunational elections directorate. Tichaita appointment next week ndofunga ye independent election commission. Isu se MDC-T handisu tichaita run congress yedu, tinotsvaga vanenge vakazvimiririra vari independent ndo vachaita manominations ese pamwe chete necongress yacho ichaitwa sokutara kwataita kubva musi wa 13 December kusvika musi wa 20 December ndo pakati patichaita ipapo. Kuharvest house musi weSunday pakauya vakomana vakanga vatumwa, tozviziva hedu, vakatumwa neG40 vachida kutora muzinda weHarvest House. Vakashandisa vaviri vatatu wevakomana vedu, asi nyangwe munhu ari munhu weduka anotengesa futi. Saka vakasvika ndokuzama kutora muzinda wedu. Ndiri kuti kuzama nekuti mutemo haubvumiri zvakaitwa izvozvo. Nyaya yedu takaikwidza kumatare edzimhosva tikahwina kesi yedu kunzi tidzokere pamudhuri wedu weHarvest House kana kuti Morgan Tsvangirai House. Nyaya iyi kutaura kwandiri kuita iri kupinda mudare masikati ano, asati aziviswa kuti yatongwa zvakadii, asi tine chiimbo chokuti mutemo uchateedzerwa. Tiri kunzwa kuti kune mabhambo, mapetrol bombs, kwane moto wakuitika muHarvest House. Izvi hazvina kubvumira zvaitika kusvika vanhu ava vauya, asi toda kuti tiudze mamembers edu eMDC kuti it's a question of time. Tiri kutora headquarters yedu. Now I want to go to the questions.
Elections. Suspension.
Kune mtemo wabuda wekuti maby elections hakuna. Pani kune vanhu vakanga vataura kuti maby elections achaitwa musi wa 5 December, vamwe vakatoti nomination ichaitwa musi wa 10 October. Zaive nhema
9 October.
9 October.
It was the exec chairperson.
Zaiva nhema dzakataurwa izvozvo. Haungavataurire blessed munin'ina wangu. Vanhu vakataura izvozvo vaitaura zvinhu zvavakanga vasugesta kuna exec chairperson. Handi chokwadi kuti panga patarwa madate enomination kana kuti madate by election. Saka hakuna maby elections ari kuitwa, ndo mutemo wabuda nhasi. Mutemo uyu wakuiswa uchitarisa mamirire akaita kunze nenyaya dzeCovid-19. Isu seMDC-T tinoziva kuti Covid-19 iriko, tine vatungamiri vakabatwa neCovid-19 vatinotoziva. Tinotenda Mwari kuti vakararama. Ndofunga pari zvino tasvika pafiga inoita 9 nhengo dzeMDC-T dzakaita dambudziko rechirwere ichi. Saka chirwere chiriko mazviro kwazvo. Saka tinozvinzwisisa zvaitwa naminista izvi. Hazvina kuitwa zvakananga isu, zvaitwa zvakananga nyika yese. Isu tinongoteedzera mutemo uripo, kana mutemo wacho uchinge uine musoro, kana zvinhu zvekudzivirira kuti vanhu vedu vasabatwa neutachiwana tinozvigamushira. Now I just want to say that here that there are regulations that have been gazetted. We haven't seen the regulations, but we have an idea through the statement that we saw. And this by-election, that these regulations deal with suspension of electoral activity due to COVID-19, and in particular the running of time. From when does the 90 days run from? And the period under COVID is not considered. That is the gist of these regulations. These regulations are regulations of general application. They are reasonably justifiable in a democratic society based on openness and fairness. And as they are of general application, they are therefore fair. And as the MDC-T, we have no quarrel with them. Now, my friend from the Newsday asks us, how do we know whether that it is G40 that is behind this usurpation and illegal occupation of Harvest House. First, because G40 has always operated illegally anyway. And then number two, that it is G40 that incited this violence. They did that via Twitter, via social media, and so on. It is G40 that, through its own mouth, said that it was sponsoring the MDC Alliance, the so-called MDC Alliance. It is the G40. So as I have always said to you, if it quacks like a duck, swims like a duck, flies like a duck, lays eggs like a duck, then it is a duck. And these people must never think that they can fool us at all. We are very much in the know of what is going on. But the good news to our people, to our members, is that we are going to defeat them. And we just say victory is certain. Why do we say that the Alliance project failed? I didn't say the Alliance has always failed. The MDC Alliance, when we went into the election, did well. And I think that Nelson Chamisa, as a presidential candidate, did quite well. That's not an issue. But you must never forget that we were with him, that we also campaigned, that we helped in that campaign, and we did well. But after that, the MDC Alliance project, the one I'm referring to, is where they wanted to convert the MDC Alliance into some political party. Okay, this political party is fronting for the G40, and we keep on repeating that because we've got the evidence. And when that association started, look at the by-elections that took place. Whether, and these are rough figures, you can check them, whether 875 for ZANU-PF, 65 for the MDC Alliance. I think Mwenezi or Chiredzi, it was 600 something for ZANU-PF, 18 for MDC Alliance. Then Cholocho, we had 414 to 21 of the MDC Alliance. And Shurugwi, 396 for ZANU-PF to 16 of the MDC Alliance. This is a first-class poor performance. This alliance project has failed. They also tried to badmouth us. They told the nation that we did not have support. And we had our 21st anniversary celebrations at Morgan Changraya House, and we got record viewership of that event. We certainly do have support. People identify with our project. And the MDC Alliance people, the MDC Alliance party people realized that they are reaching a dead end. And after realizing that they are reaching a dead end, they want to come and disrupt our program. But they will not succeed. We are going to win. Now, the issue of Mr. Gorekore, yes, Mr. Gorekore was used as the face. He is not the one who took over that. He is just a Trojan horse. Everybody knows that. There are people who are there. We know that Charlton Wende was there. Nelson Chamisa is behind it. We know that. And we know that they were told or instructed to do this illegal act by their masters. But we will defeat both them and their masters. And what is happening is that as the MDC, we follow the law. We have gone to court. We have won our court case, and we will take our headquarters through peaceful means. These issues of violence taking place there, you saw who was inciting violence. It was them, and they told the nation who they were. They said they were the MDC Alliance, and they wanted to murder some of us. And we have seen some people quiet about it. These are people who use violence to settle political issues. And they are basically criminals, and they have to be dealt with like criminals.
Okay. Yep. Thank you so much, Leslie. There have been accusations that the national chairperson Senator Komichi is part of the headquarters takeover. This is very unfortunate. Why? People raise those kind of questions. They don't know the role and the job of the national chairperson in the party ladies. The national chairperson is responsible for conflict management, conflict resolutions of any nature in the party. That's his key role. And what I did was to manage the conflict within our headquarters. Our headquarters is like my home. When someone invades my home, I will not be scared to get into my home. I would challenge that person who has invaded my house. I'll confront that person at any particular time, at any moment. Let's go back to history. Conflicts that happened in Zimbabwe. In 2013 elections, Robert Mugabe rigged the elections through ballot papers. And I challenged. I confronted the conflict as it was. I got arrested. I got penalized. I served community court in community service. I did. Come 2018, when Emerson Mnangagwa did not verify the results of the election, I took up on the podium and announced the whole world that the results were there. I confronted the conflict as it was. When the Supreme Court judgment was supposed to be issued, I stood up again and confronted the conflict as it was and announced a new direction. So when the Harvest House was invaded, I had to do that. That's my nature. I don't fear nobody, and I don't fear conflicts. The nature of leaders must always confront conflicts. Always. A leader must always want to find a solution to a situation whenever there's a conflict. That's what I studied. That's what I learned. That's what I know, and that's what I practice. However, when it comes to the Harvest House, I got a call around 4 a.m. for the first time to know that the Harvest House was killing dead from the Secretary General of the party. He called me at 4 a.m. Chairman, do you know that Harvest House has been invaded? Nani? I got a call. I was shocked. And I said, I want to go to Harvest House and see for myself what Goreko has done. And is with who? Before I left my home, I talked to my president, Madam Coupe. Madam Coupe said, yes, Chairman, go and confront the situation. Go and chase away those boys. As I was on the way, I found my SG. SG, looking at Harvest House. I actually left my home with the aim to end the Harvest House, to see what was happening to me. And I did that. I went to the Harvest House, I went at the door, the police were outside there, I knocked at the door, and the youth opened the door for me. I went up, I wanted to find out why were they doing it, who were doing it, what was really happening. So I went and I saw the youth. I think they were around 39 youth. But before I went there, I took the aide to the president, Mr. Mashumba, to accompany me. So that would be a witness in future on whatever we're going to discuss inside. And put a record, Mashumba, of what we discussed. My questions were simply, why have you done it? Why have you decided to take over this? Why are you causing conflict in the party? And he explained to me what they were saying. And I left. I didn't give even any brief to the media. I think some of you were there. Because I wanted to go and report to my president first. I drove away, I phoned my president, I gave him the brief. So I was never part of the harvest takeover. I didn't know about it. And I want people to understand, I'm not such a simplistic politician. I'm one person who has remained consistent within MDC-T since its inception. I have never left MDC in my lifetime. There are people that have come in MDC and left. Not me. I've never sold MDC values. And I will never sell MDC values. Those people that would write and talk about Komichi what MDC are very single-minded. I remain consistent, focused to the solution of this open crisis. I believe in unity, let me tell you. I believe in national building. Let me tell you this. I want to see one day the Zimbabwean crisis resolved. I want to see one day Zimbabweans being happy. I go beyond that. So really, I hope blessing. The constitution of our party in this. It's clearly the role of the channel. Ndinovumidzwa kuti kana vakanetsana panapa honorable Pugi na Senator Mwonzora vakanetsana ndovashedza ndovatongesa ndovagamisa nyaya. Ndinovumidzwa izvo. I'm allowed by the party constitution to call organizing department and the department administration and resolve their conflicts within the party. I got that power within the constitution. I got the power within the constitution to go outside the party to resolve the conflicts as well. And at the end of the day, I studied conflict management as a course. So I got the knowledge on how to resolve conflicts. So what I was doing on that very day, the objective was to understand the conflict, so that I would make informed decisions on what is happening. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done for the day. Thank you so much for coming through.